Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, we have another one of those very, very sad stories that we are going to be sharing with you today. Before I roll the report, I just kind of want to fill you in a little bit. Of course, we are talking about a teenager who shot and killed his mother and his 8-year-old brother and injured his father as well. This is a very sad story because the father is, he's hurt. He is hurting. His wife is gone. His youngest son is gone. And when asked if he forgives his son, of course, he said he forgives his son, but he wants him to pay for what he did to his mother. He said he killed the woman who gave birth to him. And so this is one of those very sad stories that you hate to have to cover, but that is what's happening in the world right now, okay? There's definitely something going on, and I'm going to get more into that. But before I do, here is the report.
Everything was peaceful and calm until those shots rang out.
From his hospital bed, just out of surgery, James Oxley described what he says his 15-year-old son dead inside the family's Clinton home on Thursday.
I just heard pow, pow, and I didn't know if it was the TV. I didn't know what was going on. But I looked and noticed that my son was in, my 15-year-old son was in a gun stand shooting at my wife. And then he shot my son, and I jumped up to try to get him. And he shot me twice, one in the hand and one in the side. And he dropped the gun and ran.
The security camera footage shows police searching for the teen who was caught minutes later. Police say the 15-year-old admitted to shooting and killing his mother, 44-year-old Teledia Oxley, and his 8-year-old brother Asa before shooting and injuring his father, James. Years ago, the 15-year-old, who loved cooking, competed in a national cooking TV show. Neighbors say just this week, he and his brother were shoveling driveways.
I just can't connect it. I've seen him, I've seen his demeanor walking down to the bus stop. I mean, it looks like a regular, quiet teenager.
Really good kids, hardworking, always wanted to help.
His dad says something changed in his son recently. They were trying to get him counseling and help through local programs, and for a while had him living with a relative.
He's been doing smoking drugs, weed, and other stuff, and hanging out with the wrong crowd.
He says he was looking forward to celebrating 26 years of marriage with his wife this year. He says his son must be held accountable.
I mean, I forgive him, but he killed his mother, who brought him into this world, my wife, and his 8-year-old brother, who didn't deserve it.
Tracy Wilkins, News 4.
Oxley says that his son used his registered gun that he bought for his wife to protect the family's home when he was deployed overseas in Iraq. The son, who we are not identifying here because of his age, is being held in juvenile detention.
Okay, the first thing that I would like to say about this story is that this is not just a story just to talk about. This is not something you just want to talk about. This is something that you need to dissect and understand. Notice how the father said in recent days that the boy had started acting very strange, right? And we often talk about the fact that there are spirits and demons that deal with people, that are communicating with people and trying to get them to go in directions that they wouldn't normally go in. This boy was a part of a national cooking contest because that was an area of interest for him. So it's not like he was some kid out on the streets that were just, getting into all kinds of trouble. But when he started to hang around other kids and get into trouble, this is when his attitude started to change. Notice when he started to be around those, his father said, hanging out with the wrong people, he started to change. So it's not as simple as letting your friends or your kids hang out with friends or go over to this person's house or hang out over here or go there with this person. You must know who they are hanging out with, because something changed in this young man's life as a result of who he was hanging out with. Something that literally pushed him to the point where he was able to do something like this, taking his own mother's life, his own brother's life, and shooting his father as well. When we talk about the demonic world, many times we know that people they don't take it serious. They take it very lightly and say, oh, he was just this or he was just that. No, there are spirits and demons influencing people to do the things that they do. You see. And so when I look at cases like this, for me, it's not just, oh, this young man did this because he was upset or whatever. Some are alleging that it was over video game privileges. It is not clear why he did this. But I do know that one element that, of course, the news is not going to speak about is the fact that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high and low places. There's always a demonic element when someone can so easily take the life of another person, especially your own mother and your brother, your own family. Of course, again, the father says that he forgives his son, but his son has to pay for what he's done. His son has changed his whole life. This man's life has changed forever. His wife is gone. He's been injured. His young son is gone. And even the one who pulled the trigger is gone out of his life as well, because he will have to serve time for what he has done to his family. So if you don't get anything out of what I am saying here, understand that there has been an increase in demonic activity in this world. And when we see stories like this, it's not just something to report on, but it's something to be understood. We need to understand what is happening. People are not shaking off the thoughts. They are not getting rid of the voices that are speaking to them, telling them to do things. The scripture tells us that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. And we need to understand this. It also tells us that we need to bring into captivity every thought into obedience of the Most High Yah, our Creator. Because when you don't bring those thoughts into captivity, the enemy can plant thoughts in your mind that will take you to places you never thought you would go. Have you thinking and doing things that you wouldn't have normally done. So bring those thoughts into captivity. Arrest those thoughts. And teach your children to do the same. If something is telling them to do something wrong, talk to your children about this stuff. Don't wait till they're teenagers. They need to understand the spirit world right now, because spirits and demons deal with children as well. As we have seen so many examples of that. I remember the little girl that was on Oprah Winfrey's show, and they said that she had hundreds of voices that speaks to her and demons that speak through her. And you can tell that the child was tormented. And of course, they want to apply a medical diagnosis to it and don't want to acknowledge that there was a demonic presence there, but it is what it is. So anyway, I am done with this story. In the comment section below, remember to keep it tight and keep it right. But until next time. We hope you liked today's topic. Please leave your comments below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share it, like this video, and with that, we're out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.